Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynette and this is the tourism channel. So last week Mr. Vusi Thembekwayo, did I get that right? No. Okay, he was in Kampala. He was inspiring us. You know, he's an amazing entrepreneur from South Africa. So I had a chance to catch up with him. I asked him some tourism questions. I want to share them with you. But before you go any further, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. Share it with everyone who loves Vusi. He had a lot to say about travel, about tourism and entrepreneurship. Just check this out. I mean, it was amazing. Bye.
For making sure that the board supports CK, and thank you for putting all of this together. Can we give him a round of applause? In the world of information today, nothing is new. It's only that you and I find out things for the first time. So, I do want to make, and of those, and those, by the way, don't include spam. Those are actual emails. And of those, probably, I'd say a solid 200 are entrepreneurs asking some or other question. And I don't know how this, I have to tell you, I don't know how this happened. I don't know when I became the guy people started asking questions to. One day I woke up and I was getting, on average, 200 emails. Stuff like, hi Vusi, I raised some funding.
To be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have two questions for you. One, I'm in the tourism industry. I'm in marketing, branding, and all those things, but in tourism. So first, I wanted to inquire. There are two questions. You've traveled around the world as an entrepreneur. What would you encourage other entrepreneurs to? What have you picked from travel in itself, and how does it affect the entrepreneurs, and how can they pick from it? I'm asking from the tourism point of view.
Sure.
And the second question is, as in the tourism industry, we sell a service. We don't really sell like a product that you can touch, which is tangible. We sell an experience. What advice can you, or tip, do you think we can use to make us sell in tourism when we're doing the expos or all those things? Thank you.
So in other words, you're asking me how do you experiential marketing and how do you sell an experience, right? I can offer you some thoughts on this, but you'd have to consider whether or not it works for your environment. I do, by the way, have to say, and we didn't say at the beginning, the best piece of advice I give to entrepreneurs at the beginning of all my masterclasses is don't take advice. Wasn't it Drake that said, don't ever take advice was the best advice? Yeah, I think it's something to the six. But, so the way experiential marketing works is you have to convince the consumers of that experience that they're either going to be richer for that experience or they're going to belong to a new club. So the best way to do experiential marketing is to create a sense of exclusivity around the experience. If the experience seems affordable and then therefore ubiquitous for everybody, it's not likely to attract consumers. It depends really on how you want to do it. So what I would ask you to think about if you're selling tours or experiences is how do you create an exclusive experience that person can't replicate themselves if they try to do it, and then find the right people to buy it. The easy part is how do I create the experience? The harder part is finding the buyers. And I think you're going to have to spend a lot of time there. Your first question was around what am I seek global? If you're under 30, 50% of your income should go to travel and education. Not 50%. 50%.
Yes.
Is that you? Is that, but travel, I mean, not Ibiza, not clubbing. Just want to be clear, right? If you're under 30 years old, 50% of your income. This is my personal advice. There's no science for this. I don't have a formula for this. I'm just telling you what I did. So I made a lot of money in my 20s, and I went everywhere. So here's what I would do. Say I get booked for an event in like Kuala Lumpur or Argentina. And I had a rule with myself, which was the money I make in that country, I must spend in that country. Because if I take it home, I have to pay,
Taxes.
28% corporate income tax on it anyway. So might as well enjoy the 28% in country. So I fly in, I do the work, and I spend the rest of the week traveling the country, meeting the people, seeing different people and experiencing different cultures. I think if you're between 20s and 30s, the two most important things you can do to broaden your horizons and increase your education levels are travel and read relentlessly. So if you're between 20 and 30, I'd even venture to say 35, but let's be conservative. Between 20 and 30, I wouldn't focus on savings. I wouldn't. Wait. I'm not saying don't save. I'm saying, you know, I wouldn't lose sleep over what my pension fund is returning and how much I'm putting in my pension fund. This is a true story. In much of my 20s, I saved money during the year to blow it at the end of the year. But I blew it on amazing, incredible experiences. So the first time I went to Maranello, I'd saved money. I got to like March, and I was booked for an event in Spain, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to the home of Ferrari. I'm a car guy. I'm going to spend a week in Maranello. And I went, and I spent a week there, and a friend of mine who owned I think it was a F12 at the time, he connected me with some of the people at Ferrari, and they took me for a tour. And I went, and then you go through, they've got this amazing museum, and you read about the history of Enzo, and about this incredible business, and how he built it, and the challenges he had. And the fact that the reason Lamborghini was built was because the old man Lamborghini bought a Ferrari, and his Ferrari broke down, and Enzo told him, you don't know how to drive a car, and so he built his own company and called it Lamborghini. And you learn all this, it's just like amazing. And you learn when he started his business, and actually that for the first 30 years of Ferrari's existence, he was technically bankrupt. Like if he built it today, according to IFRS, he would have to close it. He wouldn't be able to trade. And so you then realize all of these iconic businesses and brands we love were built by people just like you and me.
Yes.
Who faced exactly the same problems. No capital, no venture capital, no money, nascent capital markets, zero regulation, but they were crazy enough to do the stuff that needed to be done. Now, what course would I have done to learn that? You have to be in that space. Best piece of advice I can give to particularly young people: get on a plane, open your eyes,
a bus,
and allow the world to be your education. Because the most incredible thing you will learn through experiences with other people. For every one of you who are inspired by you. So when you get to the next level, as you're facing those challenges and you want to give up, you don't let yourself down, you let the 100 below down. Because the messaging to them, because the messaging to them is it's impossible, can't be done. And the minute that messaging becomes pervasive and settles, and we're in trouble. One last thing, I said last thing, I want to just share one last thing with you. A lot of work has been done to understand how mindsets work with people. One of the things they're telling us today is that it takes you hearing a message 17 times. You have to hear a positive message 17 times to discount a negative message that you hear. So if somebody tells you you're ugly, 17 people have to tell you you're pretty to discount the one ugly. And the reason that is because of how the human brain is wired. If you write an exam and get 87%, the minute the teacher gives you the exam paper, where do you go? To the 30% you got wrong. Because as human beings, we're spending our lives trying to fix our faults, not amplify our gifts.